Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome to our last set of lectures. Great to see you all. Before we start, let me paste the QR code for you. Please register your attendance. Great to see you all. I will not take too much of your time today, as I know that you're really busy in preparing your second portfolio. So today, different from the other lectures, I will take very little time of yours and make it very quick. So let us kickstart our last set of seminars. Okay. So let me share today's slides and kickstart today's session. Welcome again and great to see you all. So here's the QR code again. Okay. So let us get started. So welcome to the second half, the last set of lectures, lectures 9 and 10. So things to do, please review your lecture seminar materials, work on your individual portfolio, make progress on your asset creation project as much as you can, finish your lecture evidence, and finish your seminar activities, and please prepare your portfolio submission for December 15th. And feel free to email me if you have any questions or concerns. So I'll start with some reminders and guidance for your portfolio. Remember, you had two options. 7i project was the first option. In this one, you can establish your own YouTube channel, podcast, or blog, or create something creative, fresh, exciting, bring it to the world. And I know you have a wide range of projects for this. Excellent. The second option is entrepreneurial business proposal. You imagine yourself as an entrepreneur and you are establishing your own business after graduation, and you create a proposal for your business and try to prototype your business product or service as well as you can. So your asset creation project is 1,500 words. The other parts will not be counted. Okay, so the word limit is just for your asset creation project, but it is not very strict. I mean, you can just include any parts as visuals, figures, tables, and these will not be counted. After your asset creation project, the second part of your portfolio will be your lecture evidence. In this part, you will reflect on what you learned from the second half lectures. So that means you will write one short paragraph for each of our Friday sessions. That means you need to have 5 paragraphs for our 5 Friday lectures. And you will summarize what you learned and how you will apply your learning. While you are summarizing your lecture evidence, please try to make it specific. If you remember any examples from the lectures, please mention those examples instead of writing generically. So make sure that you remember the contents of the lecture and refer to them specifically or through examples, okay, in your evidence. And in the second part of your lecture evidence, you will choose 2 learning adventures, 2 exercises, any of them, but please apply them fully with all the details, okay? Although it says it should not exceed 3 pages, you can include a bit more. It all depends on your formatting, right? Again, I will not be strict in these word limits or page limits. What matters is how you present your evidence with all its quality, depth, and creativity. So, like, if your evidence is 4 pages, no problem with that, okay? And the last part is seminar evidence. As usual, you will be attaching all the 8 seminars that we did. And this will be the last part of your portfolio. So let's go over these seminars. In seminar 1, design thinking application, you apply it to hat or a shoe business, responding to the questions. In the second seminar, you create your cafe using design thinking, again, responding to the questions in your handout. In the third one, you create your benchmarking table, borrowing from the best brands, 3 countries, 4 companies, and 4 individuals. And you can use these lists or reports. So you will capture your learning and inspiration from these brands and also formulate some action points. In the fourth one, you apply business model canvas to your asset creation project. Whether you have chosen 7i or the entrepreneurial business proposal, make sure that you have applied these ideas to your business model canvas in seminar 4 exercise. For seminars 5 and 6, remember you have 5 options and you will choose any 2 of these 5. So what were these 5 options? Let's go over them. The first one is 6-hat thinking application. You would apply 6-hat thinking to your asset creation project. Whether you have done 7i or the entrepreneurial business proposal, you just apply these 6 hats to come up with fresh ideas. In the second option, you complete Belbin test, which is on Blackboard, and you complete this table, which is called Belbin roles result and analysis table, which is again on Blackboard in the seminar section, if you choose this option. The third option, as you remember, it is birthday challenges project. If you will be, let's say, 22, then you will write down 22 birthday challenges for yourself. These might be creative challenges, adventures, entrepreneurial actions, arts, travel, helping others, writing, personal branding, etc. Okay, please describe how you will carry out each of these. The fourth option, you go to 16personalities.com, go over your report and reflect on it, make sense of it, reflect on the implications, and write down a couple of paragraphs on how you would implement these implications in your life. What can you learn from this report? How will you put them into action? To what extent do you find these results insightful, useful? And the same with the last one, via strength survey. After you go over your report, again, you will reflect on what you learned from this report. Write a couple of paragraphs on how you would apply this learning. What did you learn? How can you apply it? To what extent do you find these useful? How will you unleash your strengths? Okay, so these are the 5 options. So if we remember, out of these 5, you will choose 2 of them, okay? And these will be your seminar 5 and 6 activities. So 6-hat thinking, Belbin roles, birthday challenges, 16 personalities, and via strengths. You will attach 2 of these, okay? And seminar 7, evidence table for self-directed learning activities. You will just update this table. That means you will come up with new activities for your table, which means you will reflect on what you learned in November and later on. So in the last 5 weeks, what did you learn in November? So you can incorporate any seminars, web-based events, TV shows, Netflix shows, TV series, or books, or any other things that inspired you. Please reflect on them, make a list of them. You should have 6 different activities. And the last one, you will choose one of these options. You can either summarize your learning from 6 different Shark Tank pitches, or you can write 6 short stories on your fantasies These will be about the future. From you'll go to the future, you will go to history, you will go to a fantasy universe, or you'll go to space, etc. So there are these 6 challenges. You will immerse yourself into these settings and imagine 6 different stories on these, which is a very exciting challenge. You can learn these from seminar 8 slides. The third option is you kickstart your writing journey on Medium. So that means you will write and publish your first article on Medium, share it with the world. That means you will kickstart your online writing career using Medium as a kickstarting point. And the last one, create your own option. You can design your own exercise, your own independent study, but please explain it and why you are doing it. Okay, so these are the 4 options. You will do just one of them. Okay, and this is your seminar 8. So how will your second portfolio be graded? You can see the grading marking scheme here. Executive summary, creativity and design thinking, evidence of personal reflection, your voice. How do these connect to your career goals and passions? Impact and contribution. Did you really clearly explain your ideas? How will you create positive change? Research and knowledge. That includes all your preparation, market research, any other similar benchmarking. So any evidence for your hard work, preparation, learning, research, you can show them. And then lecture evidence will be 10% as usual. These are the paragraphs plus 2 learning adventures. And the appendices, which are the seminar evidences. So there are 8 seminars. You will include all of them one by one in the correct order. And that will be 40%. So that is your portfolio, and you will be graded on the basis of these criteria. Okay. The deadline is December 15th, so you don't have much time, but I'm hoping you have already built many of these throughout the last few weeks. So if you haven't, please focus on this, especially this weekend. Prepare some prepare all these parts as much as you can. I will finish the lecture early today so that you can spend the rest of this lecture time, you can spend it on working on your portfolio. So that should also help you, hopefully. There is not much time, I know, and there is incredible time pressure. But do your best. But if you do not feel that you can finish this on time, you can always apply for extenuating circumstances. Okay, so like if you do not feel really well and you need more time, you can always get an extension. Remember that. So you'll submit through Blackboard as usual. I'll show you some checklists, but before I do that, any questions? Let's look at the questions. So Angelo, is 1,000 words enough? I think you should increase it a bit if you can, a bit more if you can, because we want to see some depth and details about your ideas. So make sure that you cover all these 7 points, okay, on the outline. Thank you, Sonia, for posting the QR code again. We can write about anything for the 6 challenges, right? For example, 4 stories about traveling to a different, I mean, yes, Evina, in theory, yes, but my recommendation would be to choose one challenge from each so that you taste all these different challenges. You know, one is from the future, one is from space, one is from history, one is another country, etc. So if you choose one adventure from each, then I think it will be a bit more colorful and adventurous, and you get to taste all these challenges, you know. But like it is up to you, of course. I will respect your choices. Okay, let's continue with the checklist then. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them into chat box and I will revisit them again. Okay. So these are the checklists, very similar to the last portfolio actually. So you already know what accounts for really good portfolios. So I expect these high standards. First of all, make sure that you have all these elements present in the portfolio. You can always refer to your module handbook for the assessment details. Okay. Your asset creation project should come first. Did you choose 7i or the entrepreneurial proposal? Please showcase your asset creation project first. You know, how did you create these assets? Do you have some web linkages, web links? Do you have some prototypes? How, like, show us a flavor of all your ideas first. Okay. Let's say you created an album, show us some music samples from your album. Or you have created your YouTube channel, show us the link of your YouTube channel and show us some videos, sample videos in it, etc. So you will showcase whatever you have created first, okay? You can copy and paste the images of these. You can take print screens, let's say, of these linkages, and then you can paste them. But make sure also you give links which are clickable, open. And remember that you need to share these sample work with the world, okay? So it should not be scripted, you know, secure links or passwords. We don't want them, okay? I want you to share your ideas freely, courageously with the world. You know, open them to the world, even if they are half polished. You know, they are not fully polished, they are not fully developed, but still, I want you to share them, share these ideas with the world as much as you can, and give us the links of these web links. So they should be open to public. Okay. Make sure you go over all the points. After you produce samples of your project, make sure that you reflect on the process and go over all the points in the module assessment, okay? And revisit each section and write it down. And remember, this section is 1,500 words, okay? This asset creation project. The other sections will not be counted. After you finish asset creation project, you will include your lecture evidence, which means 2 paragraphs for each set of Friday lectures. Actually, it is just 1 paragraph with 2 parts, right? Remember, it can be 1 paragraph with 2 parts. What are these 2 parts? What did you learn? And how will you implement? Okay. And then you apply 2 learning adventures or exercises from any of the lectures, but apply them fully. Okay. And then you should have your seminar evidence. Please follow this order. So you start with seminar 1, and then seminar 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you finish with the 8th seminar. Okay, so if you finish all these, then you will be done. Okay, so after you are done, I recommend, like, an important point, try to put everything into one Word file. Some of you have tried to upload numerous files. It doesn't work that way. Don't do it, please. Just copy and paste everything into one file. Okay, it will be much easier for all of us if you do that. Okay, so don't submit these parts as separate files. It creates a lot of confusion. You then end up not including some files or include some wrong files, etc. So I have seen through all these mistakes. So please submit just one file. Everything should be in that file, okay? And you can put everything into a Word file. After you are done, convert it into a PDF file. My recommendation, of course, we accept Word files. Word is fine, but to fix everything in your Word file, I recommend that you turn it into a PDF, because in the PDF, everything is settled down. You know, you can see all the details of your images, tables, formatting, etc. Make sure that everything is correct. So don't leave your uploading to the last minute, because there happens a lot of technical problems. So please don't leave it to the last minute, last hour. Try to upload these early, and make sure that you upload the updated, the correct file. Some of you have uploaded wrong files. So please make sure that you clearly attach the correct file, the updated, correctly formatted file. Okay. So again, these checklists are the same from the last portfolio 1. You are familiar with these checklists, so I won't go over all of them in detail right now, but these are on your slides. So the first checklist is about depth and creativity. Things like, do you showcase, let's say, your strengths, your passion? Do you have a clear, strong voice? Do you reflect deep knowledge, research, or expertise? Do you reflect hard work, preparation, effort? Does it shine through? Do you have enough engagement with the module and module's contents? Do you demonstrate, let's say, enough originality, a lot of ideas, creativity? Do you reflect your personal brand? And does your portfolio demonstrate evidence of your personal vision, hobbies, interests? Okay, so these are the depth and creativity checklist items. Please go over them when you are done. Make sure that you are on the right track. The second checklist, did you really understand, meet the expectations of each exercise? So do you have all the segments? This is again important. You cannot believe how many of you have forgotten actually to attach some of the parts. So make sure that you have all the parts ready, okay, and uploaded correctly. Are your tables or exercises rigorous? Are they well prepared? Have you included engagement with external resources, learning? Do you have proofreading, editing, so that there are no big style grammar issues? Have you built multiple linkages between practice and theory? Did you demonstrate evidence for deeper learning and skill development? And is there evidence for entrepreneurial thinking here? So entrepreneurial thinking and creativity, it is even more important for your second portfolio. The next one, if you have used some external resources, please make a list of them. You don't need to put academic style referencing, okay? We discussed this already. This is for the purpose of sharing your resources, okay? These might be books, web links, videos, articles, so that, you know, we can also refer to them, go to them and learn from these resources. That's the purpose, okay? So formatting these or academic referencing, it's not the purpose here. Make it Try to make it comprehensive. Try to, let's say you are inspired by a website. Show us the link of that website. You are inspired by a book. Make sure you show us the full title of that book, etc. Let's say you have seen some really cool videos. Show us the links of those videos, etc. Okay, so it's all about sharing what inspired you. Did you learn some exciting things, and did you share that excitement in your portfolio? Did you include any elements of surprise, imagination, out of the box thinking? Again, if you surprise yourself, you can also surprise us. So try to surprise yourself first. Make sure everything looks good, correct, visually appealing if you can. Although, like as long as it is clear and legible, you know, these issues are not like primary issues. These are secondary issues. I think what matters most is your content, your depth of ideas, and the details and the rigor and the originality, quality of your ideas. These are more important than the visuals. Can you evoke positive emotions such as curiosity, hope, passion? Can you differentiate, position yourself in the market? Is the portfolio clear of cliches? Avoid any type of cliches, okay? And try to put some evidence of design thinking if you can. Have you applied, let's say, divergent thinking? Let's say you have created lots of ideas. So show evidence for these lots of ideas, okay? Let's continue. These are again similar. Is there a wow factor? Is there a niche? Is there a clear, engaging style? Is there evidence from some, you know, what you learned from the lectures or seminars? Creativity, innovation are very important. Do you have a lot of great original ideas? Is there evidence for brainstorming, generative thinking? Do you have a personal brand, a strong personal brand? And ask yourself the following question: would you invest in this candidate if you were an investor? Let's say you are an investor. Would you invest in yourself? Is this profile really appealing, unique, outstanding, impressive? Would this portfolio still capture attention among 100 other proposals or other portfolios? Like, would yours shine through? You know, like if you think that some ideas will help you to shine through, go for those ideas. Take some initiative, take some risk, okay? Like if you think that, this might be really cool, then do it. Don't wait for permission, okay? Take initiative. I want you to take initiative. I want you to take initiative and think independently. So it is better if you don't ask permission, you know. Can I do this and this and this and this? You can do anything you want. This is your project. You are the curator. You are the artist. You are the entrepreneur, okay? So you can do whatever you want as long as you follow and include each section, okay? Did you learn amazing things? Show us that. Do you think of yourself as an entrepreneur? Show us that. If you were a startup company, would you invest in this company? Let's say you are an investor. Would you invest in yourself? Imagine yourself as a startup company. Would you invest in it? Why? So in this case, you know, let's say like those of you who have really come up with realistic ideas, you know, I'm already doing this. I will already create these assets. Then you can showcase these much better in your portfolio. and you can better attract investment. Okay. Do you demonstrate extra initiative going beyond the obvious? Do you create a compelling experience for the reader? That means education, aesthetics, escapism, entertainment. And final part, is there evidence of asset creation for the long term? Have you created, assets for yourself, for your future? Show us those assets as much as you can. So if you have any prototypes, samples, make sure you include them. Do you go beyond the great requirements to invest in your own future? Do you do this for yourself, really? Like if you show us that, then like it will show. Do you share your your work with the world? Like, do you share your asset creation work, let's say 7i project or the entrepreneurial project? Do you share it with the world with some courage, honesty, and vulnerability? Because it requires some courage to put them out in the world, to share them with the world. And I want you to experiment with this and take a risk. Like if you keep this closed, then what do we learn from this? Like, why do we do it then? Like, if you won't share these with the world out there, why are you doing this? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, you have to share them with the world, even if you are not sure. Okay? Like that honesty, that vulnerability, I think it's very precious. I want you to think like an entrepreneur, to act like an artist. Go out there, share it with the world. You have nothing to lose. Does this individual demonstrate independent thinking? Again, like, can you think independently? Show it. Okay, so these are the criteria. And I wish you best of luck in your projects. So let us now go back to the chat box. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Here is the QR code for those of you who haven't registered. Please do register. Yes, Charlotte, you need to include a paragraph for this lecture as well. Any other questions up till now about your portfolios or about your portfolio submission? Please feel free to put your questions in the chat box and we can address them, okay? Okay, let me come back to the lecture. We created an Christmas advent calendar for the Norwich Business School community. And I want to share these videos with you as well. These are like your Christmas creativity challenges. Here is the first one. This is the video that I shot. You will be combining these words: flying, business, Christmas, and disco. So let's look at the video for this video that I shot. Okay, let me check the sound system actually once more. Maybe this one will be better. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so Veci Hürkuş is a Turkish aviation engineer and pilot. He invented the first Turkish airplane. So why did I become Veci Hürkuş today? I just want to, I guess I missed home in Turkey, but I also want to pose you a challenge for Christmas. So here's your challenge. You will create as many business ideas as possible by connecting these words: Christmas, flying, business, and disco. Christmas, as many business ideas as possible, perhaps 10 ideas or more. So can you create as many business ideas as possible? Remember, originality comes from connecting ideas. So I want you to connect ideas and create as many ideas as possible for business. So happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and let us fly. Okay, so you have seen the video. Now I want you to try this challenge in the next 1 or 2 minutes. Please take your notebook, a blank page. Can you connect these together? Flying, business, Christmas, and disco. Can you come up with any ideas, products, services, business ideas that can connect them? Please write down your ideas. Your goal is to create as many ideas as you can, okay? And this is also a learning adventure, okay? If you want to include this one, you can also include this as a learning adventure. Keep writing, keep creating ideas. Remember, originality comes from the sheer volume of ideas. Don't judge your ideas. Just write them, keep writing. Trust your hands and keep writing, keep the flow, keep the momentum. Okay, last 1 minute. Try to come up with more ideas. Last 30 seconds. Let's finish this up, wrap this up. Okay, here is your next challenge, if you're ready. So this time in this challenge, you will imagine that you are a manager. Let's say you work in human resources. Let's say you are a manager, and during this Christmas break in 2020, you know, like everybody is overloaded. We are all tired of these Zoom meetings and online sessions. Everyone is extremely tired. Okay, as an HR manager, I want you to imagine ways and ideas to inspire, to motivate your employees during this Christmas break. How can you come up with ways to increase morale? Can you inspire, can you motivate your employees? What could be some of these ideas that will help you do that? Please create a list of as many ideas as you can. on a new page, open your notebook, get a pencil, and create as many ideas as you can. Hello, dear master students in human resource management. So we did this for the advent calendar, but I wanted to share with you as well. Students in human resource management. Here is my challenge to you. How can you inspire and motivate your employees during this Christmas season? For example, you can give gifts to their pets. This is Priscilla. So how can you increase enjoyment, fun, and how can you inspire, motivate your employees? That's your challenge. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye-bye. Okay, of course, Priscilla is the star of this video. Now, in the next 1 minute, please write down your ideas. Try to create as many ideas as you can. What could be some of the ideas? For example, at Norwich Business School, we created like a Christmas advent calendar, and every faculty member, they created videos like these, you know, to create a sense of community. So what else? Like, what are some of the ideas that would inspire people, perhaps create a sense of community or positive thinking? So what could be some ideas? Please think about them. And write them down in 1 minute. Last 30 seconds. Try to wrap it up, please. Of course, you can continue later on. Okay. Now, much of the agenda for today, I will leave much of it to you. And you don't need to finish these immediately. You know, whenever you have time over this New Year break or later on, you can cover these, okay? Like review these at home whenever you can. For the purposes of your assignment, just you can briefly focus on some of them, maybe just enough to write your paragraph. That's it. I think you can write your paragraph based on what we did up until now. The rest of the slides are for your enjoyment, okay? You can go over them later on. Okay, I first created a summary of this module. You know, I want you to skim through these takeaways. Like, we talked a lot about reading diversely, widely. Imagination and asset creation are important. We said you need to establish your own system of productivity and creativity to create your own assets, we said. We talked about science fiction, futurist films. We talked about reading a lot of books. We talked about positive thinking, compounding, and unlimited learning. we talked about wicked problems of the 21st century. You need to think beyond borders, think beyond disciplines, invest in yourself, in your learning every day. And we talked about creating your own personal renaissance. Actually, let me share an article about this with you. So I have written an article on creating your own renaissance. On Medium. Let me share that article with you because I think it is so critical for your life. So read this whenever you can. I forgot to include this in the slides, unfortunately, but I now realize that it is such an important resource for your life, for your career. Let me copy the friend link for you so you can access it here. This is the friend link. Yes, so sorry, I didn't check the chat box. Let me go over the chat box as well. Yes, it looks that you have responded to one another. You have become a great community. Well done. Any questions that are not resolved? So Kai, there is nothing more. Like if you follow this order, you know, like that we covered in the slides in the lecture today. You know, first your asset creation project, right? Finish it, showcase it, and then cover these, reflect on it, cover these 6 points, 7 points, whatever. Yeah, and then you attach your lecture evidence and then your seminar evidence. That's it. Like nothing else really. And you can always check the module handbook. Okay. So Kai, that percentages, you know, 10% lecture evidence, 40% will be the seminar evidence. You already have done. We have done the lecture evidence, and then 40% is the seminar evidence. Okay. Exactly. So after your asset creation project, Kai, finish your asset creation project, reflect on the process, reflect on what you learned from that asset creation project, and then you attach your lecture evidence and then the seminar evidence. That's it. There is nothing else. Okay? So that's it. That's all what you need. Just to be clear. Anything that is unresolved, please feel free to ask. Okay? Hat and shoe exercise, that is seminar activity, as you said, yes. So all the smaller tasks in the seminars, they will be included in your seminar activity part. And anything that we did during the lectures, you can learn, you can use them as learning adventures. Okay, so any exercise that we did during the lectures, you can use them as the learning adventures. Okay, so let's say the HRM manager one. you can use it as a learning adventure. So the appendix that is referred to is your seminar evidence and the lecture evidence. Okay, that's it. Like there is no other appendix. Exactly, you're already doing that, Kai. So you don't need to worry about anything else. Okay, like your appendix is already your lecture evidence as well as your seminar evidence. Okay, that's it. So your lecture evidence includes 5 paragraphs for these 5 weeks of Friday sessions, right? But in your paragraphs, try to refer to the specifics of the lecture. Give some examples, okay? And then select 2 of the exercises, 2 of the learning adventures that we did during the lectures. Select 2 of them, apply them fully with all the details, rigor, okay? And that's it. Like this would take 3 pages maybe, or maybe 4 pages maximum, okay? It shouldn't be too long. So that will be your lecture evidence. But again, like don't focus too much on the length of it or the word count. Like what matters is the quality, the depth, and the creativity of your evidence. Okay, so focus on doing it in the best way that you can. I mean, if it is massive, that is all right because it will not be counted. Okay, like don't worry about it. What matters is that you feel good about what you have done. You have done the best of what you can, and you have realized your potential, and you feel good about the evidence. So that is fine, Kai. Like if I mean, like apply some common sense, you know, because some like if it is, let's say, like too long, then it will be difficult for the grader, for the reader. If it is like extra unnecessarily too long, so try to apply some common sense. That's what it means. Yeah, thank you, Oliver, for pasting that. So that is the asset creation part, right? And these appendix tables is the rest of your portfolio, actually. So sorry for the confusion. So these appendix tables, you don't need to include them because they are your lecture evidence as well as your seminar evidence, okay? So you already will have them after your asset creation project, okay? So I think I included these appendix tables so that you don't forget to include your lecture evidence and the seminar evidence, but you already know that, right? Okay. So I just want to share this Renaissance article with you. I pasted it on your chat box. Please click on it. Let me share it from here as well. So this is the article, The Complete Renaissance, the Complete Guide to Becoming a Renaissance Person. I think this article will help you a lot in your future career. So 3 big ideas you can use to build a personal system of creativity and productivity. So we are living in exponential times. Just look at these breakthrough innovations, GPT-3, Neuralink demo. There was another breakthrough innovation just last week. Like there are breakthrough innovations almost every week. So we need to understand exponential changes, I argue. So we need to understand disruptive innovation. And as robots are coming to take over jobs, you need to invest in your human nature, your heart, your soul, your creativity, your imaginative capacity, and your emotional intelligence, empathy, compassion. So your curiosity, your imagination will be even more important. These will be important in the future world. Using your imagination, playing, exploring, curiosity, finding your voice. That's why I designed this module, so that you can explore these. So creativity is now the mainstream. Everybody needs it. And curiosity is the engine that powers innovation in today's world. So the world needs your creativity and curiosity. So you can create a lot of value pursuing your imagination. So I share 3 habits of Renaissance people in this article. Number 1, you need to conduct small experiments in your field every day. So Sir Dyson failed more than 5,000 times. You can watch the video. It's an excellent video. But then he invented the vacuum cleaner and got the award, and he became one of the richest people in the world. But he failed more than 5,000 times. So you need to give yourself a lot of chances for failure. 10,000 experiments. So whatever your passion is, you need to create a huge body of work to make a big contribution. Joe Rogan is a great example of this. Why? Because he created 4,000 episodes of these podcasts. And then Spotify paid 100 million to him to license his content. So you need to really focus on creating a lot of content online. If you want to be successful, you need to come up with a lot of high volume of ideas. And you can watch the TED Talk of Adam Grant on that. And of course, you need to, if you look at all these geniuses, you need to do hundreds of experiments. The best companies in the world, Facebook, Zara, Google, PG, Amazon, they conduct hundreds of experiments each month. So the same for individuals. How many experiments are you conducting every day? Are you failing a lot? That's important. Like if you want to be innovative, you need to experiment a lot. And don't get discouraged if you fail. Elon Musk just crashed another rocket, right? Another Starship just this weekend. So it is natural. This happens. So Peter Jones' program also explains these failures. So imagine that you wrote 1 page every day. Then you would have 180 pages in 6 months. If you created 1 visual every day, that means you would have 180 pictures on Instagram, let's say, in 6 months. If you created 1 video every day, then you would have 180 videos on your YouTube channel. So these would make you a totally different person. I'm just trying it myself, I'm a totally different person now. So if you do this over long term, you will learn so much and you will transform yourself so much that you will achieve a lot. So I started writing on Medium in the last 7 months, and I wrote almost 200 articles now. I would have never guessed I could write so many articles, but I did it. So like set yourself some challenges and do them. The second strategy is you need to read, learn beyond your discipline, become a polymath, develop these multidisciplinary thinking skills. Elon Musk is a great example of this. He's interested in everything, electric cars, batteries, digging tunnels, reusable rockets, neural laces, brain, terraforming Mars, starships, everything, very multidisciplinary. So you need to expand your horizons and really try to read at least 50 books. My recommendation, try to read at least 100 books if you can. And a great example of this is Bill Gates. If you haven't watched, you can watch this documentary, amazing one, Inside Bill's Brain. So you need to combine unrelated things together, multidisciplines together. And I give a lot of examples on these. Arrival movie is a great example of this. You know, it combines so many multidisciplinary perspectives from science fiction, linguistics, anthropology, and space. The same with abstract series. If you are into creativity, watch this series. It's on Netflix. It brings together art, sciences, design, business, emotions, culture, and philosophy. And a great episode is Neri Oxman episode. Watch that if you are into multidisciplinary thinking. So she is trying to bridge science, engineering, design, and art together. So this is a golden era for polymaths. And Michael Simons writes a lot on this. He created this infographics, which is amazing. 12 most useful universal mental models that you can use in your life. These are about learning how to learn, scientific method, meta tools, cause and effect, prioritization, compound interest, behavioral changes, cognitive biases, etc. So it is about everything, basically. So I included the links of these as well. You can have a look. And the last one is develop your own personal system of creativity, well-being in your life. You know, give yourself a lot of opportunities for imagination and creativity and problem solving. So how do you do that? There are examples of these in the last part. Okay. And you need to compound yourself and collect all these strategies. And this is the last part. And I included some takeaways as well and strategies as well. You can click on the links here in the last part. How do you apply these? You can just click on them. So if we recap, there are 3 super habits. Number 1, you need to conduct hundreds of experiments and fail a lot of times. Number 2, you need to read, learn wild beyond your own discipline. Be really curious and multidisciplinary, polymath. And number 3, you need to develop your own system of creativity and productivity. So if you do these, then you can become a Renaissance person. So, and you can achieve a good life, which is entrepreneurial, artistic, creative, and based on knowledge. So if you can balance these 3 in your life, then you live a really good life. So if you can bridge arts, sciences, and entrepreneurship in your life, then you will be immensely successful. This means doing, thinking, and feeling. If you can combine these, and this is like science, arts and design, and entrepreneurship and business. If you can combine these in your life, then you will be immensely successful. And that's what I suggest in this article. So where's the question? We need to just write what we learn, how we will implement, right? We don't need to screenshot anything. Exactly, you don't need to screenshot. Okay, so as I will finish very soon, but let me just, before I finish, let me just share some other things from the lecture slides. Please do these at home. The first one, your personal checkup checklist. So here's a checklist that I prepared for you. You will give a score out of 10 for each of them, for each of these areas: family, home, career, health and fitness, education and learning, money and finances, leisure and hobbies, love and relationships, travel and exploration, arts and creativity, values and spirituality, reading and writing, community and volunteering, etc. Okay, so you give a score out of 10. How do you score yourself out of 10? Okay, and then what is going well? Your overall comments and evaluation about each aspect of your life. Say a few words. And then how can you improve? How can you go forward? Do you have any action plan to go forward? So this is a great exercise. If you want to improve the quality of your life, you need to pay attention to each of these domains, right? So this exercise helps you to do that, okay? And this can also be one of your learning adventures, okay? If you choose to do this, then you just can complete this. Of course, you can eliminate anything that is personal and you don't want to disclose, okay? So feel free to close that part. So you can apply this, but there is another learning adventure. If you want to do, you will think about 4 stories of your life which are significant. I wrote a Medium article on this as well. So you just write about 4 critical stories in your life. And the rest, you can explore them on your own, okay? Like there are more learning adventures, especially this one. I want you to practice this one. Actually, let's like do it very quickly. Hold your pencil in your non-dominant hand side. Let's say if you are using your right hand side, then hold your pencil in your left hand, okay? And on a piece of page, please try to draw now, in the next minute, do some random drawings with your non-dominant hand. Let's say you are using your right hand normally. I want you to use your left hand, the non-dominant hand now, and do some random drawings, please. You can do it very quickly. Just do it. You know, at first, it feels very uncomfortable, doesn't it? You know, we did this blind version. You close your eyes and then randomly move your hand. And it's extremely liberating. The same with your left hand. Or if you are using your left hand usually, then use your right hand, whatever. Okay? But the thing here is, get out of your comfort zone. And force your limits. And then please turn this into an artwork. Okay, turn this into some artwork. I also included some puzzles for you. You can go over them. And there are more sections to explore. So I will leave them to you. Okay. I just want to finish with this video and wish you Merry Christmas.
'Twas a night before Christmas, and all across the land, the good folks of WestJet had a miracle planned. On the eve before flying, the guests were in their beds. Visions of traveling danced in their heads. While out on the runway, something secret had arrived. It was left in the lounge. 'Twas a Christmas surprise. Oh, hello there! Is that Cohen? What are you looking for Christmas this year, Cohen? A choo-choo train? A classic! Do you like Thomas? What would Mommy and Daddy like for Christmas? Big TV. Yeah, big TV. A big TV! You're looking fabulous! Oh, I need to. want to stare at me as well.
What I need is new socks and underwear.
An Android tablet.
Is that William beside you? Cameron?
Some Santa boots.
While the guests hoped their Christmas wishes to good old St. Nick, WestJetters took notes and got ready to shop quick. It was a great rush with the 2 flights in the air to get all those presents, not a moment to spare.
St. Paul's ringing his children, singing tonight. Lights are bright, I know it's a beautiful sight. Snowflakes on the wall, snowy and white. Santa's coming to town, it's coming tonight. He's coming, let's get it. Christmas here and celebrations all across the line. Sound expectations, waiting for the moment.
Thanks for flying with us at WestJet. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of your flight.
Happy faces are all so merry and bright. Santa's coming to town tonight.
But was everything ready? We all had to wait for the moment of truth at Carousel 8.
Merry Christmas!
The guests never expected what they asked of St. Nick would actually appear. It was all quite a treat. A WestJetter would say it was more than mere fun. Miracles do happen when we all work as one. We'll give Santa the last word on this most special night.
Merry Christmas to all! And to all, a good flight!
Okay, so I wish you Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and I wish you best of luck in your projects. And I would like to thank you a lot for your hard work. You have worked incredibly hard in this module. So I would like to thank you a lot for your hard work contributions. And you have made this module truly enjoyable and fascinating and amazing. Thanks to you so much. And this is my farewell cartoon for you. So thank you so much. Let us keep in touch. I wish you best of luck in your lives, in your careers, and let us always keep in touch. And it has been my great pleasure to teach this module to you. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, and I wish you best of luck. And of course, you can do, Sonia. You can do your patterns with your dominant hand back. And I would like to thank you a lot. Okay, this was amazing. And I loved teaching this module, sharing this module with you. You have been fascinating. And Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you. Let us keep in touch. Bye-bye.